All right, if it's Saturday and it's live, you know it's time for the Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show. Welcome back. We are chilling out in beautiful Pilsen, Chicago, Illinois for yet another episode of the Steve Breit Rock Discovery Show. Um, chilling out, we've kind of talked about it in recent episodes, but this has been a busy, busy time of the year, and trying to do some catch up and makeup work on episodes. So, this week's episode, we're going to be dipping in late as usual for me, I think. But we're going to be dipping into an episode of an appreciation of the Latino contribution to music going on in the city and around the country, underground and otherwise. And I think we're going to be covering a lot of stuff, some definitely different genres, and I think we're going to be having representation from um, musicians of Mexican descent, Cuban descent, Dominican. I think we're going to be all over the map and all over the country today. And this is my better late than never Latin appreciation or indigenous peoples along the diaspora, let's say, in American culture. But how are you doing, Jake?
I'm good. I'm just over here trying to work on technical difficulties per usual.
But yeah, no, like I said, this was something that we were kind of pressed for time. I think Jake and I have been busy boys the last month or so, and I was out 1 week, and Jake was out 1 week, so we've not had an opportunity to be consistent. And while we've been out, um, there was Mexican Heritage Month, and it's not even a month. I think somebody's got to rethink what's going on here because I believe it's from September 15th to October 15th, and with us covering Riot Fest, that was a big festival, so that took a couple episodes, and then obviously getting into Cold Wave, so we've been pressed for time.
We have. And, we should be clearing up here. We've been shout out Comcast for the great internet situation that they give us every week. But yeah, no, it's been a busy month.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of stuff going on, a lot of things happening. But you've been doing a great job keeping up with it.
Trying to literally. As I was texting Jake last night, I was like, I've got three different episodes that we can do this afternoon. We could do a local show review, which we'll be getting into in a week or so. We could do a Halloween episode, or we can really kind of hit that Latin Heritage Month episode that I wanted to do. And the later we sleep on that, the more embarrassing it's going to be. So
There you go. Yeah, Halloween's like stretching again in an odd like week long thing where
yeah, the midweek Halloweens are never fun.
yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me honestly, but
Mm-hmm.
do you have fun? I was like the thing about Halloween though is like I was walking to the coffee shop this morning and like through the window just like a dude like really casually with like his face painted in like black and white, just like a skeleton, just like kicking it in the window. Just like it's morning, you know.
But I will take that in the morning over as I was in the car on the way over here before we started taping. There's already Christmas commercials on the radio, which drives me nuts.
Yeah, that's really weird to me as well. Like I don't know. I guess maybe like there's also a thing about when you get as you get older, the seasons are a bit more like interplaced, right? Because like when you're a kid, like you're in school and like
Yeah,
everything's kind of like more regimented. As you get older, it kind of just all floats together.
yeah. There's no more summer vacation to like break
Right,
the year
or
up.
like the seasons are a little like more like interchangeable, but it's like crazy how much they even more so are like that when you push like Christmas and Halloween. I swear to God, there's gonna be one big holiday at some
Yeah,
point.
they're totally stepping on Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving's to get no
Gets no
shine.
love anymore.
Shout out Thanksgiving.
Yes, you know that I'm gonna be a sucker for that delicious food. But at the getting a little bit back into the music, at the top of the episode, we were playing prayers, um, and like I said, we're gonna be this is gonna be all indigenous people's contributions this week, and coming out of the West Coast Prayers. I really, really fucking dig these guys. That was Edge of the Blade off of their most recent release, which I think came out last year. But, as I was telling Jake before or in between tracks, I think that the organizers of Cold Waves would do themselves a real big favor if they get these guys on the bill for next year. I think they totally fit into that vibe, into that new sound of, electronic, dark wave, industrial that we were kind of, you exploring last week. So I figured we'd start off with a little bit of a similar taste where we left off last week, but moving into different tastes and par for the course with this week's episode. We're going to be getting into our beer. So this week we've got Five Rabbit, beautiful Five Rabbit beer from Bedford Park, Illinois.
You know what? Hold on. Before we get into that real quick,
Mhm.
let's jump into the next song and then come back and talk about this beer because I want to get into this a little bit deeper.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's do things a little bit out of order.
A
We'll
little out
skip.
of order. I'm gonna throw you a curveball today.
All right. So we'll skip into the shirt. So the shirt is from Chicago's very Los Crudo, stalwart in the scene ever since he moved back from the West Coast a few years back. And, just as a fan of music, as a fan of underground punk, as a fan of the scene in the city, I think we are all better for his presence. He really does a fantastic job in fostering the music scene down here in Pilsen, with a lot of the stuff that goes on at Chi-Town football, and he's definitely into organizing and keeping the scene alive in the city, and I very much appreciate it. So we're gonna check out. As my shirt says, this is a reprint of the, if I'm not mistaken, it is their first ever shirt from their first album back in the early 90s. This is the Crudo Soy shirt, and we're going to be checking out the track of the same name. So why don't we just dip right into it? So we've got Los Crudos with Crudo Soy.